Hello, and welcome to the More Money with Millen, a show that is kind of operating manual for you to have more money without stress and to create your rich life without regrets. I'm Millen Livis, holistic financial independence mentor. I help people sort out their money problems and map their way to financial independence so they don't struggle with money anymore. Today is the part 2 of the three-part mini training series, how to pay off debt. So there are two ways to pay off debt, consumer debt, and I'm going to share with you these two ways today. Many people settle for seeing debt as normal, as a common aspect of our modern life. And I want to invite you to pause for a second and think about it from a different perspective. How is it normal to owe more than you have? Well, for certain valuable or income-producing investments like house or education or profitable rental properties, it makes sense to incur debt, and we call it good debt. And sometimes you have to dip into credit card debt because you cope with a temporary gap in your income or experience unexpected medical emergency or some other medical emergency or some other emergency. Look, life sends a curveball to us from time to time, and we handle it the best we can, right? But what about some random impulsive purchases on credit cards? What about buying things on credit cards that depreciate in value the minute you bring these things home, like a car? Yet, you'll have to pay for them for several months and years. In part 1 of this three-part debt series, I reminded you that not all debt is created equal, right? There is a good debt, also referred as financial leverage, when you invest in appreciating and or income-producing assets, and there is also a bad debt, referred to as consumer or credit card debt. Many people get addicted to the bad debt. It's so easy to give a piece of plastic and get your goodies at the same moment, right away. Some people think about how they're going to pay for the purchases. Some don't. Some people just think that they can kick the can down the road, thinking they will figure out how to pay off the debt somehow, someday. Well, today is the day to learn how you can systematize paying off your credit card debt, okay? And by the way, credit card interest is called APR, which stands for annual percentage rate, APR. Most cards don't charge APR if you pay off your balances in full every month by the due date. That's the best way to use credit cards. That's the way I use credit cards, right? I use them to accumulate points and then I pay off in full every month. Today, we're going to talk about the situation when you don't pay your credit card balances in full monthly and you carry over these balances from month to month while paying off the interest on these balances. So there are two schools of thought as it comes to paying off credit card debt. One is standard method, also known as highest cost method. And the second method is snowball method. The name was coined by Dave Ramsey, who teaches this method to his students. So let's talk about the first method, standard method, also known as highest cost method. In this method, you pay the minimum required payment on all your credit cards, if you have more than one, but you pay more on the card that has highest interest, right? Once you pay off the card with the highest interest, you do the same process with the next highest interest card while paying a minimum payment on the rest of the cards. So that's a mathematical approach to paying off the debt, where you are paying off the card that cost you the most. And the second method, called snowball method, that is was coined by Dave Ramsey, This is the method where you're paying the minimum on all your credit cards as well, but you're paying more to the card with the minimum balance. Once you pay off the first card, you repeat the same process with the next minimum balance credit card. This method is all about human psychology and getting small wins. Because once you pay off the first credit card, you are more motivated to pay off the next one and the rest of the cards and faster, right? So here you have it. 2 methods to pay off your credit card debt. Which one will you choose? Which one lands better on you? Technically, the snowball method is not the most cost-efficient approach because the card with the lowest balance doesn't necessarily have the highest interest APR. However, psychologically, it's very rewarding to see your first credit card paid off, and it motivates you to pay off the other cards quickly. Okay, either method works when you work it. So choose the one that you want to use and start paying off your debt today. Thank you so much for watching me. I hope it was helpful. And I look forward to see you next time, next Wednesday, for the 3rd episode in the How to Pay Off Your Debt series of my new show, More Money with Millen.